Welcome, everyone. It is a pleasure and honor to be with all of you this morning. My name is CM Albornoz, and I am one of your at-large members of the County Council and chair of our Health and Human Services Committee. And today, I am joined by our county executive and some truly extraordinary leaders in our community. And we are here to celebrate Developmental Disability Awareness Month. This is an important month because it acknowledges the incredible contributions of our intellectual and developmental and disabilities awareness community. What they do every day on behalf of our residents is truly extraordinary. We have tremendously talented people among us who are contributing to every facet of our society, whether it's our workforce, our culture, and just enriching our lives. And so we are also fortunate to have extraordinary organizations who are supporting these individuals and their families every day. And we know that members of those organizations become parts of those families every day. And so on behalf of the entire County Council, we are thrilled and honored to celebrate and uplift this very important work, especially during what we know have been extraordinarily and unprecedented challenging times over the last 4 years. And so thank you all for being here today. I now want to welcome our county executive to say some words as well.
So I'm actually really happy to be here today. I have personal lived experience with this. My oldest foster son has been with me for 50 years, and we took him out of Great Oaks. We had his best friend living with us until his hip deteriorated to the point where he couldn't walk, and that was probably only about 8 years ago. So, I have the experience of seeing this, and I've seen the evolution of the acceptance of people in the community. When this started years ago, people were afraid of people with disabilities, literally afraid of people with disabilities. I went to a ball game, and my kids would go and sit in the stands. Everybody in the stands would leave the stands because they did things that were awkward for some people, but nothing bad. Over the course of a season, when people realized they weren't going to do anything, people filtered back into the stands and then talked to me about my kids. And I thought one of the most important things is the exposure in the community, which isn't just good for the developmentally disabled. It's good for the community as a whole. It's good for people not to be afraid of people with disabilities. It's good for people to appreciate the capabilities that these people have. I know Montgomery County participates in Project Search, and we just had a meeting talking about how we need to retailer some of our programs because we have so many teleworking people that we don't have the opportunities that we had before for Project Search. So we're looking at ways that we can continue to expand those programs. We put a lot of money, I think $20-something million into this area. We have a supplement we put forward every year. We're very conscious, I'm very conscious of the pay issues, because if you can flip a hamburger or take care of a person with disabilities, particularly with severe disabilities, for the ease of work and for the same dollars, you're probably going to flip a hamburger. So the pay's got to be commensurate with the kind of work and difficulty of what you're doing. There's a lot of good stuff going on. The council's always been supportive of this. We've had a long tradition that dates back to my being on the council, with support from the executive and support from the council to make sure that we get as much money into the community as we can, and we help these kids get recognition and adults get recognition and acceptance in the community. So it's really great to see the evolution. It says something about my age that I can actually talk about evolution, but the evolution's real, the evolution's good, and I'm really happy to be here today for this. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. County Executive. We know you've been a leader in this space throughout your career, and we really greatly appreciate that. The theme of this year's Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month is a world of opportunities. And what we strive for is to create a strong, inclusive, and supportive environment that promotes the overall health and well-being of individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. That is one of the main reasons that this council voted unanimously to establish a commission that focuses uniquely on these issues and the, frankly, opportunities that are abound and all around us. We'd like to welcome this morning a number of community leaders who are behind me here today. We've got Dr. Patrice McGee, who's the chief of the DHHS Aging and Disability Services, Dr. Mike Greenberg, the chair of the IDD Commission, who is joining us virtually. We also have John Whittle, the co-chair of the IDD Commission and liaison with Commission for People with Disabilities, Ms. Amna Khan, the DHHS program administrator for the IDD Commission, Tejest Alino, the State Director of Maryland Community Options, Ms. Pat Ritter, who is my Leadership Montgomery graduate classmate, and the Treatment Learning Center's Executive Director and Co-Chair of Interact. We also have Ms. Jennifer Shannon, who receives services from the Treatment Learning Center, and we'll hear from shortly. And then we have Chinny Williams from Q Care Incorporated, Executive Director and a DDA provider, who's joining us virtually as well, and Amber Yates, who is part of the Best Buddies program. I'd now like to welcome Ms. Jennifer Shannon to share some words.
Good morning. My name is Jennifer Shannon, and I'm a participant with the Treatment Learning Centers. I have a part-time job in Rockville, Maryland. My main job title is courtesy clerk, which includes bagging, cleaning, and assisting customers when needed. I have been with Giant for 13 years and also volunteer in the community. One of the main things I do in the community is help with the park cleanup. Also with the Manna Food Centers. The agency that I belong with is called Outcomes, which is also with the Treatment Learning Centers. Thank you for allowing me to take this opportunity to share with you.
All right, let's give Jennifer a round of applause. There we go. Next, we'd like to invite Mr. John Whittle.
Good morning. As Vice Chair of the new Intellectual and Developmental Disabilities Commission, along with Chair Michael Greenberg, who's with us here today virtually, I want to send out special recognition to Council Member Gabe Albornoz, as well as the County Exec Mark Elrich and the rest of the Council for listening very carefully and thoughtfully to people with developmental disabilities and agreeing to start up a brand new commission to focus on issues that are important to these people with developmental disabilities. We have been meeting since October and have been getting self-organized. We have developed a subcommittee structure, and right now we're focusing on issues dealing with special education and housing, DD policy, employment and quality of services, and workforce development. And we'll be adding more, including in community engagement. If you're a person with disabilities or know or care for someone with disabilities or a family member, this is a commission you can come to. There's a special place on the agenda for members of the public to also speak and contribute, to add their information, to become part of the process, to try to improve the community services for people with developmental disabilities in Montgomery County. Our next meeting is on March 21st. If you go to the Montgomery County website on boards and commissions, it starts at 4:30. There is a link there. And if you're in this community and you want to learn more, you want to teach us more, share more, and contribute to some of the initiatives we're starting, please call in for that. We will also be at the Transitioning Youth Fair at the Rockville College in Rockville on April 7th in the afternoon. This is a place where youth with developmental disabilities who are moving from school to adult services can come and find out all the resources and the providers and the methods and the workflow to try to make that as smooth a transition as possible. Please come. This commission will have a table there, and you'll get to meet more of the members. If you show up, we can tell you even more how to get engaged and involved in this new opportunity for all of you with developmental disabilities in your lives, in your families, or as an advocate. Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Very much.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Opportunities abound to be engaged. Thank you so much, John, and thank you to the work of the Commission. It really is important and extraordinary. The County Executive and I will now read the proclamation. Whereas Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month is designated to educate the community about the rights of individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities to be able to live their best lives and be seen as contributing neighbors, co-workers, church members, classmates, friends, and valued members of our community. And whereas
Montgomery County has a strong history of investing and partnering with provider agencies who facilitate high-quality essential services that help individuals with developmental disabilities thrive in the community. And
whereas Montgomery County recently created the Intellectual and Developmental Disabilities Commission to identify gaps in services and make recommendations to the County Executive and County Council on matters involving the needs of individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. And
whereas the county is committed to achieving a culture of meaningful inclusion of individuals with developmental disabilities in all facets of life and encourages them to have high expectations for full and purposeful lives that include meaningful jobs in the community, friendships, health, safety, and spiritual and social opportunities.
now therefore it be resolved that Mark Elrich as County Executive, Gabe Albornoz as Council Member and Chair of the Health and Human Services Committee, and the entire Council of Montgomery County, Maryland, hereby proclaims March as Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month in recognition of the importance of providing understanding, encouragement, and opportunities to help individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities to lead productive, fulfilling lives where everyone truly feels they are an essential part of our community. Signed on this 12th day of March in the year 2024 by myself, the County Executive, and our Council President, Andrew Friedson. Thank you all very much.